South Africa, I'm Palisa Tembe. It's been 7 weeks since South Africa started the lockdown, and whilst we're all doing our part and staying home, Afternoon Express is being here to inspire you with another hour of great conversation and, of course, the delicious food. So today we've got some incredible guests lined up, including special recording artist Ubongeziwe Mabandla and superstar actress Amanda DuPont. We've also got Chef Anel back in the kitchen this afternoon with another delicious sweet treat that's perfect for the kids to get involved with, which I think is so incredible. Anel is so thoughtful, she's so spectacular, she's always just out here doing the most, right, Anel?
Thanks, Polly, for that. Phew, I feel like a princess here.
Because you are.
So, Polly, today we're making this light and fluffy vanilla cake with a white chocolate creamy frosting with fresh berries. How does that sound, girl?
That sounds perfect, and it sounds like everything I'm trying to get my hands on. And if you would like to get your hands on this recipe, simply go to our Afternoon Express website and you will see all of the recipe details downloaded there for you. Now, our first guest today is Samkelo Ndlovu. She's an actress who is known for her roles in shows like Generations and Zone 14. Besides acting, she is also on the journey of motherhood. And today she joins us from her home to share what she's been up to in lockdown. Welcome to the Loft, Samkelo.
Thank you. Thanks for having me in the Loft again.
It's always such a pleasure to be visited by you, even if it is virtually, I must say. And that brings me to my first question. I mean, everyone's lives have changed. Work has changed. How has your life changed during this time?
Well, I mean, my entire industry had been pretty much shut down from the beginning of the lockdown. So we were pretty much at a standstill. So I couldn't really do much. I couldn't really go to set and shoot. I couldn't go to the studio. And it kind of like, it hit me quite hard because, you know, it's what I do every day. It's what I've been doing for the past 12 years every day. So I've kind of settled in because, you know, once you resolve with the fact that you're actually safer at home, you're kind of okay with it. But now that the president has, you know, made some of the rules a little less hectic, we're allowed to kind of move around, and some of us are back on set, and you're still working. So it's one of those things, you know, the entertainment industry is such a huge part of our society, and yeah, I don't want to get too political, so I'll stop right there.
And we'll hold it right there. But no, exactly what you said is so true, Samkelo, because we see that a lot of people try run away from their stress of everyday reality. They head over, turn on the TV screens, and they see your beautiful face shining, acting incredibly, going out and above yourself time and time again. We saw that with the role of Lerato, one that you had to say goodbye to earlier this year. I mean, that's a huge jump, right? What made you make that decision, and how have you grown as an actress since you've taken on that role?
Well, I mean, I had carried Lerato with me for about 7 years, and that's the longest that I've ever carried someone with me for. You know, my longest role before that was probably on a different show that's on another channel that I can't mention right now. But I felt that I had told her story enough at the time, and I felt that you know, I kind of needed a little bit of a rest and some space from her, but in general I just needed to step out of that world and stretch and play somebody else and give another girl or another woman a chance to inhabit my body for me to behave truthfully under made-up circumstances.
Someone to shine through you. And I'm going to speak quite literally now, the new journey that's, well, I guess you 2 years now into this journey of motherhood, the role you've taken on as umama to a beautiful little girl called Uzuri. So how has it been like being a single mom for you? And especially during lockdown, has your routine changed?
you know, I'm not going to really mention anything about being a single mom because, that's a reality for most people. I'll just, touch on being a mom to a 2-year-old during lockdown. Yeah. It's such a trip because mine just reached her terrible twos stage. So, I'm seeing tantrums. I'm seeing different parts of her character that are under development, and it's pretty funny and fun to watch. She's got a lot of character and a lot of personality. It's been quite hectic. I wish that I still had the option to drop her off at my mom's, or for her to just, for her dad to come pick her up. I wish that option was around, but we're stuck together, and I've had to be really creative. I've had to download some nursery rhymes on my phone. I've had to look up some craft ideas for us to do together. I've had to do a bunch of things to keep her stimulated because I realized I didn't want to have her watching the television and Peppa Pig all day and just being that TV zombie kid. That's the last thing I wanted. So I've been trying to have a lot of fun with her and keep her stimulated. And I'm also lucky to still have my nanny here with us.
Oh, beautiful. So you do have that added help. Yeah. I think being honest with yourself is the best way we will all get out of this alive. Say that you can't do it all. And that's it. That's that on that. And ask for the help.
No. Correct. I've never, ever claimed that I can do it all, and I've never even tried. I'm a working mom, and so it's the only option to have, stay in help, who can help you even in very erratic nights, like nights in my industry where sometimes I'm shooting at night or sometimes I'm shooting into the early mornings. I need to make sure that, my daughter is at home taken care of by somebody that I trust in her home in a very familiar space.
And someone that doesn't matter what happens, you can always rely on. So I thank you so much for making sure that your daughter's safety and comfort comes first, and your career always, unfortunately, has to take a back seat to the little one. But that's all good because she's seeing mommy work, she's seeing mommy be responsible and being independent. And I have to also backtrack all the way to 2010. Girl, you worked alongside a big name, and it takes a big name to work alongside another big name. So I think that says so much about your talent. And you worked on a... Yeah, okay. You worked on a feature called...
I see you, sis.
Taka, taka. Well, you knew where I'm going with this, Vel.
Okay.
Taka Taka, you have to tell me about that. You worked with Trevor Noah. I mean, back in the day, was he the same Trevor Noah that we know and that the world recognizes today?
Taka Taka was amazing. It was my first film that I did, literally straight out of college. In fact, they cast me while I was still at film school, and we only started shooting just after I left. It was amazing. It was quite a huge learning curve for me as a filmmaker. I had just come out of college, like I said, so they beat that stuff into your head like a drum. It's like boot camp over there. So for me to step out and immediately step onto a set was pretty awesome for me, and it really did, solidify the idea in my head that this is really what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. I played Trevor's love interest in the film. It's a soccer film, and he played one of the soccer players. Okay. It also had Kagiso Lediga and Anele Mdoda. She tried her hand at acting there as well, which was pretty cool. We had a close relationship in the film as well. Trevor's always been funny. Trevor's always been a goofball. Trevor's always been the person who, is doing, impressions and impersonations, and he's always been a fun guy. He's always been a guy who's trying to joke. But what makes him Trevor is that he's always been quite the inquisitive guy. He always wants to know at least one thing about everything so that he can be a good conversationalist. And, I think that's what makes him so special.
Yeah. And did that opportunity and the many that subsequently followed led you to where you find yourself today, working with international huge names on your latest film that's coming out a little later on in the year? I'm looking forward to that. Spill all the tea. I want to know who you're working with. How did it come about?
So the film is called Freedom. It's written by a friend of mine, actually, Jafta Mamabulo, who played my love interest as well on Generations. He played DJ Max, and I played DJ Lulu. I don't know if you remember.
Yes,
But,
100%.
Yes, so he wrote that, and the guy that directed it, his name is Ralph Zimmerman, and he is the same guy that directed...
Jerusalem.
Do you remember Jerusalem?
Yes.
With Rapulana Siphemo. Yeah, so it's him. He's a guy from LA. He came here. We shot the film. He came with his entire crew. It was like international vibes, and I was just like, oh my god. And we shot the film, and he took the footage, went to LA with it, and it has been edited, and I think it's ready for release. So I think, because a lot of things have been put on ice a little bit in terms of the entertainment industry and awards and, releases of films. I'm not sure when in the year it's going to be released, but it's definitely going to be released this year.
Looking forward to it. Congratulations. What a huge break. A break that many actors and actresses are dying for right now. That international platform. But we trust you with that, and we know that you're about to soar.
Yeah.
Through and through. Finally, a word for your viewers or people that are in the same industry as you and are finding it really, really challenging.
Excuse me, sorry, please repeat that.
Any final words for your fans, South Africans who love you?
Oh, final words. Final words. I know you guys are asking me on social media two very predominant questions. Where can you catch me on screen now that I've left the other show where I play Lerato? Please keep it locked to my social media. I am not allowed to say yet which show or which channel I'll be going to next. But just stay on my social media. Thank you for following me. And the next... predominantly asked question that I get asked a lot is, when are we getting music, Samu?
Yes!
I'm busy. I promise I'm busy. I even had equipment brought to my house so that I can record remotely and not have to wait for the lockdown to end. So please keep it locked to my social media. I will let you know, and I'll drop a link when you least expect it, and you can hear me do my thing.
Do your thing the best way you do.
Yeah, and thank you for everything. Thanks for following me, guys. I really, really love you. I see your messages every day. I see your DMs. I see your tweets. I see your Instagrams and your Facebooks. I see everything, and I appreciate the love. Thank you for watching me wherever I go. Thank you for following me and for loving your samurai.
Oh, samurai lovers we are. Thank you so much, Sissy. And trust me, we're going to have you back on Afternoon Express as soon as you release that album. Yes, this is pressure.
Yes, you will. You'll be getting that exclusive, sis.
That good. I love you so much. Being able to juggle motherhood, acting, and spending time in the recording studio is certainly something that not many can go do, and we definitely look up to. So thanks for joining us again, Samkelo. We really appreciate it. So after the break, though, we're catching up with musician Bongeziwe Mabandla, who recently released his third studio album. See you after the break.
Try the new Tropica Piña Colada. Smooth.
Over the space of 8 years, Mongeziwe Mabandla has steadily built a career that now sees him take his place as the enigmatic spirit of African soul. He recently saw his third album, Imini, shoot to #1 on iTunes over its debut weekend in South Africa. Mongeziwe is back on Afternoon Express with his latest music video, Bambelela Kum. Ooh, so smooth as he does so well. Welcome back to The Loft, Mongeziwe.
Hello, thank you for having me again. I'm happy to talk to you today.
You've brought something so special to your fans this time around. You've recently released a stunning lyric video to your fan. Now, this captured quite spectacularly the simplicity of your music and your sound, and also it just looks exquisite. I mean, those continuous shots starring just you and your guitar. So what was the inspiration behind these videos?
The two videos that are out now is videos we shot while we were in France. I feel like the person who worked on them and directed them is somebody who knew the music very well and who knows me as an artist very well. So it's, I think it just made it that much more special.
A beautiful synergy we saw there happen. I was glued to my computer screen when I saw it. Now, the lyrics are so special to you too, of Bambelela Kum. I mean, this song is your favorite song on the album that speaks about complicated and dysfunctional love. So why is this your favorite? And, you know, what does the song speak to for you personally?
Yeah, you know, I love the song when I was writing it, and it really reminds me about family. And when I mean family, whatever your chosen family is, it's about people trying to make difficult situations work. Sometimes you can love somebody, but it doesn't mean that you don't have struggles and you don't have challenges. How can you still love somebody even though it is difficult or you're in a difficult situation?
How do you go about creating a song like this? Like, what is the process that you go through speaking about such a sensitive subject?
The process for the song, this album was really a look at a relationship that I had gone through. I really introspected myself, you know, and I wanted to write about the confusion that sometimes comes with love.
Yeah, there is confusion, there's uncertainty, but I think the way in which you capture these feelings is so spectacular and so beautiful, beautifully written, beautifully composed, and this is the theme that carries throughout the entire album, Imini. This is your third album, and in the music industry, abanye bantu bathi, a third album is a coming of age, you tend to come full circle. So would you say that this is your coming of age?
Yeah, I think so, you know. I think this is definitely my best album. I really wrote about a topic that I have so much to say about. It could be anyone's story, it could be anyone's album. I think a lot of us have experienced heartbreak and being in love. I think that's what really makes it special, so I would agree.
And I want to also say congratulations. I mean, I can't not congratulate you. When greatness is achieved, we must pat each other on the back. This album, Imini, went to #1 on iTunes in South Africa, Botswana, and I mean, did incredibly well all over the world. It also charted quite well in the US. How does that feel?
Yeah, it started at number 23.
Yeah.
I was very happy, you know. I definitely do not write albums to chart at #1, but I think even artists like me appreciate acknowledgement and recognition, and I guess it's also my time to just say thank you to all those people.
It is your time indeed. This is my Sunday self-care day album. When I'm washing the dishes or cleaning up the house, playing Imini in the background gives me the most incredible sense of serenity, like I can take over the world. And you've recently taken over the pages of GQ. Your style, your image clearly means a lot to you, Mr. Mongeziwe. So why are you Sabu model-esque?
I'm really not that stylish. I love fashion in the sense of art, but I don't really see myself as a stylish person.
Okay, fine. We won't give you that title. It's all right, but you know that you're owning the space regardless. Finally, before we say goodbye to you, Bongeziwe, any last words to your fans? You're meant to be traveling, jet-setting Europe, touring around, sharing your music. I mean, what do you want to say to the people that show you love on a daily basis?
Yeah, it's so weird, making music is a great art form, but, without people, responding to the music, it really doesn't mean much. So I'm so thankful to all those people that carry me, that show me love, that send me DMs, that send me messages, that encourage me all the time. I really don't take it for granted. And I want to also, again, take this opportunity to say thank you. I appreciate you. And you are definitely the wonders of my life. When I make work, I'm constantly thinking about you. And I hope we grow together, yeah.
And stay safe. Underline italics, bold.
Yes, stay safe and look after yourselves. And hopefully we will all see each other on the other side.
Definitely, that is a promise. Thank you again, Bongeziwe. We truly appreciate you. Your soulful spirit and energy is something we appreciate here on Afternoon Express.
Thank you. Express yourself.
Try the new Tropica Pina Colada. Smooth.
Express yourself is everything you're doing on social media. As we've asked you, what are your first plans as you get out of lockdown? We've got Katlego, who recently just said, I'll first go to church and go to a wedding somewhere just to get the vibe. Hashtag Afternoon Express. Are you just going to randomly crash a wedding? Let us know. We also have a message here from Usmoniso, who says, Balisa, library. The dissertation needs some attention. Finding a book publisher, telling more stories, and taking up space the best way I can. Heart. More than that, Florida Road, Durban. I miss that street. Yay. Sitando Grove. Mina now is money. So we'll be there together on Florida Road. I have to read one last comment here. And this comment comes from Lindy Pearl Tabete. And Lindy agrees with Katlego by saying, going to church and thank the Lord for a great mercy and to protect us from this tragic situation we experienced. Oh, absolutely. I think a lot of us are grateful to be safe. A whole lot of us are grateful to be healthy. And I think we have to keep this energy going. Coming up on the show, though, we head to the kitchen where Chef Anal shares some unique ways to use Super M in a recipe by adding it in a cake. This one is perfect for the kids to get involved with. So we're going to see you after the break.
Find your smooth fortune with Tropica. Buy a Tropica, follow the entry details on the pack, and stand a chance to win your share of 1 million rand in prizes, such as a trip for two with KLM to Amsterdam, LG G8X cell phones, LG TVs and dishwashers, guest vouchers, guest watches and accessories, plus the smooth grand prize of a Suzuki Ignis. The more Tropica you buy, the more chances you have to win. Tropica. Nothing smoother.
M. Anytime gap filler.
Made with love by Clover.
And made with love by us here on Afternoon Express. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, whether you're working from home, in between chores, homeschooling, or even just waiting for time to pass during these lockdown days, there is always time to have a gap filler moment with your favorite Super M flavor. As you might be looking for an afternoon tea treat, our Super M vanilla berry cakes will hit the sweet spot. That sounds delicious, Chef Anele.
Yes, it is delicious. And it's so easy to make.
Okay, so easy is what I love.
Yeah.
But we're using Super M. I ain't never seen a dairy-based milkshake snack in a cake.
You know what's fantastic? Because it's vanilla flavoured and it's got milk in it, so you've got the flavour and you've got the milk that you normally use. So it's perfect, yeah.
So this works out for us.
Perfect.
What's the first step then?
Yes, the first step, I've buttered some, I've whisked some butter and sugar up and with 2 eggs.
Okay.
And remember your ingredients need to be room temperature.
So then, okay, but this always is so tricky for me because if I've got the aircon on, room temperature is different to when I'm in Durban. I'm sure it's also different when you're in Dubai and Alaska. So what is room temperature and how do you differentiate what room temperature is?
Yes. Okay, so room temperature, I took a piece of butter out here. So room temperature is if you touch it with your finger and it just causes an indent without oily residue, then it's room temperature. Otherwise, it's not room temperature.
Okay, so just to go through that again, I just need to make sure I got it. If you're able just to touch your butter, make a little soft indent, but not have that oil residue on your finger, that's room
and you mustn't
temperature.
press too hard either. Yeah.
Just a little touch. Okay, beautiful. So you're whisking it up. As soon as all those ingredients come together, it looks quite frothy and foamy.
It is frothy and foamy, and now I'm going to add some flour, and I'm going to mix the flour just with a whisk a little bit, and in between that, I'm going to add my vanilla Super M.
Okay.
Let me just open it up. Sorry, I forgot to open it up.
No, I'm glad you didn't open it up because Palisa would have been taking sips during the commercial break. When it's time to cook, there'd be no vanilla Super M left. So I'm glad you left it closed.
There we go. We put that in. But it's good as sealed, especially with COVID-19, that you know that when you buy the product, it is sealed and it's fresh.
It's sealed and fresh, very important.
What I like about Super M as well is I love it in a bit of coffee or in a bit of tea. It flavours my tea and coffee. Beautiful. I heat it up and have it on the couch when I'm watching soapies.
Basically a versatile ingredient.
Yes.
This is more than just an ingredient, I think, because I like Super M. It's filling. Sometimes when you're on the go, a lot of people are stuck at home and that busyness of an everyday schedule isn't really hitting them. But for some of us who are still at work, you need a quick snack on the go. You need that little burst of energy, that little burst of sugar. This Super M is perfect for it. So you can also use it as a milk substitute.
Milk substitute, yeah. And what's nice is it's flavoured. It comes in all these delicious flavours. So, Polly, I've mixed everything in here now.
Okay.
I've added some baking powder and everything. So what I do, I like to take a scoop like this. And then I just scoop it out. So to make sure that it all is equal inside here. Like every cake is equal.
To make sure that one is not smaller than the other.
Exactly.
And they don't overcook.
Yes.
Everything is the same.
So, and then you bake this at 180 degrees for about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Done.
So, Anel, wait. I really want to get into baking.
Yes.
South Africa, I don't know if you're with me in this. Because baking is perfect for that quick treat, coffee, movie, working. It is perfect, having a little baked treat. But now I need your top 3 key tips when it comes to baking. Something not to forget, and I need to get it right every single time I try.
Okay, before I forget, the oven. Your oven needs to be at 180 degrees.
Okay, number 1.
And you have to bake it in the middle of the oven, not in the top or not in the bottom. So that is the one thing. 180 in the middle.
180 in the middle. Because everyone's oven is different.
Yes, everybody's ovens is different, and if you put it in the top, it's going to grill. It's going to bake unevenly.
Okay.
The second tip is your equipment. Remember, you're buying all these ingredients. Please make sure that you put butter in, you put your flour in, you prepare your pan beforehand. Otherwise, it's not going to come out. The third thing is the room temperature. All your ingredients by room temperature, and those are the 3.
3 tips.
Yes.
Making sure that your food is placed properly and perfectly in the oven. 180 degrees in the middle. Number 2, making sure that your equipment, your tools, your baking tray are nicely oiled.
Yes.
Okay?
Perfect.
And lastly, room temperature, room temperature, room temperature.
You're going to be a perfect baker.
Look at me. I'm on my way, South Africa. I'm on my way. Okay, so pop that in there.
Yeah, we're going to pop that in there, yes. And then,
Okay.
Polly, you can start with the frosting. It's a very interesting frosting, so please put the heat on there.
Okay.
So inside there, I've put some butter for you, some white chocolate, and add some Super M milk to that.
Okay. Does it matter how
Sorry.
much I add?
Hey?
Does it matter how much Super M I add?
About a half a cup, so two of those. Two
Okay.
of those. And then you let it melt, and it becomes like a thick consistency. And it's very interesting because then you let it cool down, and then you put it in the fridge.
Okay.
After it's
Cooled down.
cooled down in the fridge and melted. And then you whip it up. And then you get that fluffy, 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 beautiful frosting that's on the other side.
Okay, Anel, so whilst this is all melted down, just to recap, we add some vanilla essence in here,
Yeah.
as well as our Super M. As soon as everything is inside, we let it cool down. As
Yeah.
soon as it's cooled down, we froth it up,
With
and it comes looking like this.
And then you can decorate your cake. And it is just the most fascinating frosting you'll ever... And I want people to try it. It's really beautiful.
So, and now, here we're seeing our Super M not only being the star ingredient in making the actual cake, but you've somewhat added it to the icing as well.
Exactly, because you need a bit of milk with icing and you need a flavour. So it's a perfect ingredient. Look at that, Polly.
No, this is so much fun. And I can already see my nieces and nephews and godchildren just wanting to decorate, pushing Auntie Pali aside, saying, no, it's our turn. We also want to have a good time.
That looks... And you must decorate it with some fresh berries.
Yummy. And, okay, do you know what I'm going to do?
gonna
I'm going
go
to go
full-
the whole thing. Yeah, the whole thing. You know, at the end, I want to lick my fingers. I want to lick my fingers because it's so good and I've got this delicious Super M icing everywhere, my darling. Okay, yeah, this
And
is...
my favourite moment to eat this is on the couch with a book, especially now in winter when it's cold with a blanket. When is your favourite moment when to eat something like this?
My favourite Super M moment in the day, I think... That's a good question.
Yeah.
Oh, simple. Getting me out the bed in the morning. I'm not a morning person, my love. I hate waking up. It is very, very difficult for me. I guess that's why I'm on Afternoon Express.
So you'll eat cake for breakfast?
I will easily eat cake for breakfast. It's that start in the morning. But also just the Super M, driving in the car,
Yeah.
you know, running my errands
Yeah.
in the morning. This is definitely my morning snack. Thank you so much, Anel. This looks good. And then also what I'm going to do, because I want South Africans to see inside.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Oh, yum, yum.
Thank you again, and now this looks great, delicious, something I'm definitely going to be diving into. Now this treat makes for a perfect anytime gap filler moment with Super M. So if you need to get your hands on this recipe, go to afternoonexpress.co.za.
Hola, Mzansi! It's going to be a hot day in the big city. Super M, anytime gap filler.
Made with love by Clover.
So you already know the conversation we're having online. We just keep asking you, what is your plans going to be, or rather, how are you going to look like after lockdown? We've got a beautiful message here from Issa, who said, it will definitely be coming to the show to thank you guys, especially Palisa Tembe, for keeping us updated and entertained during this period. We love you and appreciate you guys for the work you do. #Afternoon Express. Well, look, it's our duty to keep you updated and informed here on Afternoon Express on all things COVID-19 and also bring smiles on those faces. So it is only our pleasure. No need to mention it. We also have another comment here from Matapelo. And Matapelo agrees with everyone else. They says, I'm going to church, honey. Amen, amen. I love those comments. I love the way everyone is engaging with us on social media. Let's keep it going. After the break, though, we're joined by the one and only Amanda DuPont live from her home. So make sure you stay right there.
Express yourself.
Catch the repeat of Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao Saturday at 8 p.m.
Let's go! 3 teams remain, and it's a fight for the final long-life charm in the competition.
I'm scared, I'm nervous.
Dando's kryptonite is water.
Teams are pushed to their physical limits. You've got to give it your all, guys.
I make a huge mistake. It's anyone's game.
Catch the repeat of Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao Saturday at 8 p.m. only on SABC3.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express, the moment a lot of South Africans are waiting for. We have got the one and only Amanda DuPont on the line. She's joining us live all the way from her home in Johannesburg, and sister has been up to a lot. If you are unfamiliar with the name, she's an actress, television personality. The sky is the limit. She does it all, and she does it all with a smile. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, this is so crazy being live from home. Wow.
I know, right? It's a little trippy, but I've now gotten used to it. This is now week 2 of us back as #lockdown edition. How have you been finding it, though? It's 7 weeks in.
I'll be honest with you, in the beginning it was really hard. Like the first 4 days, I probably had an emotional breakdown. And then afterwards, I think as human beings, we just adapt. So I was like, okay, cool. This is a situation we're in. How do I adapt my current work? How do I make work in the situation I'm in? How do I work from home? Which is, like, in entertainment, really difficult because a lot of our work is in studios and involve people. So when they completely locked us down, I was like, no! But everything's okay and I'm fine. So, yeah.
I think a lot of South Africans were like, no, they held the same sentiment. But I think as a nation, we've truly been holding it down quite well. And you've also been advocating publicly for people to wash their hands frequently, clean, disinfect, places that you touch often, daily, clean, sanitize, the lot. You even went a step further by giving people sanitizers and creating this incredible initiative.
You know what, babe, I think like to have such a huge platform of people, for me personally, I feel like there's a great responsibility to just spread knowledge and really let people know. In the beginning, I think not everyone was taking it as serious. So to let people know that this is serious and to share tips on how you can stay safe at home. And there's just been, it's been quite a lot. And also my heart was heavy. I was just like, people are struggling. They're going through so much. So in my own capacity, I helped where I could, sending food, money for food parcels for different families. And I also did this incredible campaign called Spray It Forward with OmniProtect, where we identified like frontline workers and also homes of women who've been abused, which I know a lot of people are not thinking about in times like this, but donating clothes, winter clothing to them, sanitizer, because when you're just trying to survive and buy groceries, trust, sanitizer is the last
thing on your mind, unfortunately. Yeah, that is so true. And with that, I also want to touch on you physically sending EFTs and e-wallets to families. Now, that is truly taking out of your own pockets and eating from the same plate. Now, is that the type of energy you want everyone to have at this time? And how does it feel to be able to give back?
Honestly, I think that's how we're going to make it through this. We have to be there for each other. For days on end, I was like, what could I possibly do to help out there? And I'm like, sending food parcels is perhaps not the right way because it's dangerous. You're putting people in contact with yourself and yourself in contact with other people. So I thought a cash is probably the most... You don't have to have any contact with someone, and really, if you're in need, you're able to go and buy food immediately, and it was weighing heavy on my heart. And it was a leap of faith. When you're giving in a time like this is a time when everyone is saving. Like, okay, let me hold on what I need to hold on to because I need to make it through. And I was like, you know what? God will have my back. Let me use what I've been blessed with to feed so many families. I mean, a little help goes such a long way. There were people asking for help for 50 Rand. I was literally in tears. 50 Rand to be able to buy food. And the initiative just grew. And other people reached out to me and donated in their personal capacity funds that they didn't want to be mentioned, but they just wanted to keep. So it really did work. When someone sees you doing good, everyone else wants to do good too. And that caught fire. OmniProtect got a hold of me and they wanted to give also to communities, not just sanitizer, but clothing or whatever people needed. And you make it cool to be there for other people.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
It is. It's kind of giving me that ripple effect that you so want desperately. You're influencing me here. Talk about influences. This is the true influencing we need to happen right now, Amanda. So thank you for that, girl. I know another cause that sits so close to your heart is the ocean and keeping the oceans clean and healthy. So please may you speak to me about that initiative and what spurred that on. Are you busy, man?
Busy, booked and busy girl. So before lockdown, I'm quite passionate about planets and I really, really love being at the ocean. So for me, it made sense to partner with Greenpeace. I'm a Greenpeace Oceans Ambassador, and we basically bring awareness and try and let people know the dangers that our oceans are in, and to try and get them to sign a petition to hopefully get a treaty signed by the UN to protect our oceans because of overfishing, plastic pollution, these things we think are so far away, issues that don't affect us, but in turn will affect us and our families in our future lives. So that's kind of the work that I was doing before. But I think now, it's not that it's not a pressing matter. For me now, I've just literally changed gears. So I was caring for the planet before, and I've just changed gears down to caring for people.
I like that. Yeah. Yakbona Siswam. Aye, you and I, we're here. But that's what needs to happen, essentially, and that's what we're saying here. That it doesn't matter, you're not looked at as less loyal if you decide to diverge, because at the end of the day, we all need this help. So eventually, Amanda, where do you want all your incredible initiatives to head off at? Because I can only imagine the president decides to lift lockdown, and it would be such a shame and pity if we go back to the old way of living.
If we go back to the old
way of living.
So are you saying what would I want us to move forward with? Or sort of like
Yes, because, you know, let me just give you some background. Yesterday we were speaking to Jules from the electronic group Good Luck, right? And they created this song about how it would be such a shame that South Africans and the world over would go back after lockdown, after quarantine, still treat our earth terribly, still pollute, still not be clean, and just change incredibly from head to toe, up and down who we are.
I mean, I tell you what, it's so crazy to know that the planet is doing better now than it's ever done because we're all at home. That's how much damage we're doing to Earth. So obviously we can't sort of limit our footprint, but just to live more consciously when we get back out there. Animal life is coming back to life because we're not out there being busy. And another thing that's been so beautiful whenever there's pain or trauma, there's always great qualities that come out of people. And I think we've learned to focus on the things that matter. People are spending time with their families. They're cooking again. They're, learning to laugh, live in the moment because you don't have any other choice. You're so grateful to be able to exercise. You're like, wow, I trained. Those are my endorphins for the day because you're not spoiled for choice to go for a lunch or whatever. So I think if we can take these few things and focus on that, remember the things that matter, don't lose track of what's important when life does get back to normal. I think it'll take us a far way.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Amanda. But that is not it from Amanda. We've spoken about the incredible work you're doing with initiatives and you giving back. We've touched a little bit on your career. After the break, though, we have you for part 2 of the conversation where we dive further into you as an actress. And we're also going to find out about that hefty rock you are rocking on your finger. See you after the break.
Bye.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. And don't worry, South Africa, we still have Amanda on the line. Amanda, girl, I'm having such an incredible conversation with you.
I know, I'm actually out of breath because we've been giggling so much.
No, that is the energy and positivity we need to give back to the people. It's what they want. Something else that you have gone after, something that you wanted fearlessly, was a little pet. You've invited a fur baby into your household.
I did, and I just want to show her to you guys quickly before I answer the question.
Oh, please, we have to see the baby. What's his or her name?
Her name is Prada.
Prada is so cute. My heart can't take it. What breed is Prada?
She has vanilla dip paws. Let Daddy take her.
Oh, is Daddy there? How Daddy can say hi also.
No, he's not a live television really. But yeah, I think one of the reasons we chose an American Bully is like they're such loving dogs and a great way to start a family. So if we have children one day, they're like really great family dogs, and they're also a great protection. And if you train them, they're like literally the best friends you can have. And when she grows up, she's literally going to look like a baby Scotta, like
little baby
I don't know if you've seen her breed, yeah, but they have like the most beautiful physique. They're such strong dogs, and I just, you know, when someone picks a dog, I think they pick something closer to how they feel, and yeah, she's me, man.
I had to also ask that, does our little baby mirror mommy's personality?
Yes, she's moody like me. Don't expect her to smile because there's people. And she's extremely loving like me as well. Loves to nibble. I don't like big meals. I like to eat like a little bit. And what else? She loves to exercise like me. So we go for little sprints together.
Girl, I have to also find out motivation to work out. I had to work out today with Umapule. I was like, dying. How do you find the motivation to work out during lockdown?
In the beginning, I'm not going to lie. Like during lockdown, I was like, yes, bring the chips, bring the chocolate on the couch. But then after a while, that doesn't feel good. For me, working out really, it releases endorphins. It makes me a better person. I'm happier. So I think the beauty of lockdown is you don't have a trainer or you're not in a gym, so that kind of pressure is not there. But just, I say, doing something every day is better than doing nothing. So even if you're doing 10 push-ups or you're skipping, just do something. And do it for the reason of, I'm not trying to like work so hard, but I want to make myself happier. You know, a time like this, a lot of people are depressed. I say that people's minds are getting attacked. So a way to stay positive and your mind not to be deteriorated is to exercise. So even if you can't breathe, girl, do the exercise. I promise you, it's going to make you so positive. You're going to come out of this situation so strong just because you made the time to exercise.
Noted. Okay, noted. I heard you loud and clear. I'm going to stop being lazy and I need to get up and get motivated. But you spoke on something very important there, mental health, anxiety, stress. Besides exercising, what else are you doing? Is hubby helping?
Yeah, he's a great help. But one of the things that my team and I did is we actually long-term are looking to launch a skincare. But because in lockdown, we found exactly that. Like, people are either bored, and if they are bored, they're thinking bad thoughts and becoming depressed. So just to keep people activated and sharing positive things, we started a community called Lelive. So anything from morning routines, traditions, tips, how you're making your own gel nail polish at home. And it's just such a positive community and an honest space for people to share like what you're doing. You can share how you make your pumpkin chai, I don't know, mask and why it works for you. And that for me has been really empowering in this time, is to use this time to launch things that are relevant now. And I can't wait to watch it grow into something amazing like skincare.
Well, guys, you already heard that. I'm sure South Africans right now are hashtagging Afternoon Express. Amanda just dropped a gem. She's launching a skincare. Look, don't worry, we're going to have her back on Afternoon Express to tell us all about it. And also, I definitely picked up on that hint. Homegirl spoke about possibly building a family with hubby, hence the dog is family friendly. Tell us about that.
I'm setting the things up.
Let them spill out of you, Queen. Let them spill out.
It's such a pleasure chatting to you. You're such a positive. It's actually, you've put me in a good mood. The world is lucky to have you, and we're so blessed to have you on television.
Siyabonga, Amanda. Amanda, you are incredible. I think every single time I speak to you, you are the radiant burst of energy. Everyone thinks that, you meet this high-profile celeb, they're going to be standoffish, they don't want to talk to you. Amanda has completely opened up her arms to me, opened up her arms to South Africa. Feeling connected is everything that you're about. So we thank you for being who you are, being someone of integrity always, and I am sure that heavy rock on your finger can agree.
Can you leave my rock?
I'm not leaving the rock alone, because we all want it. What prayer did you say? What prayer, when you went on those knees, when you asked for Sean, what did you ask for? We want to know.
I feel like you're asking this question on behalf of so many women. The truth, everything that Sean is everything I prayed for. Every single thing to the T. Like, guys, whatever you want in life, like, visualize it and ask God for it. He delivers. Look, he took a little longer because I needed my man a long time ago, but wow, I'm so blessed. Like, I get carried to bed every night. I mean,
hey,
I always fall asleep on the couch and he carries me to bed. How sweet.
Someone just to scoop me up and take me to bed like the princess I am. Thank you for sharing your love. Thank you for sharing your life with us, Amanda. Finally, our viewers are asking about you. They want to know about you. So, final words, final message, Jay, anything that's on your heart.
I actually quite simply just want to say to you guys, I love you, and stay strong and stay positive. And if you guys are in a position to be able to help anyone who's struggling in this time, please help. If people could help themselves, they would. So it's a little bit crippling for a lot of people. And yeah, let's just be there for each other. That's how we're going to make it through this, guys.
Yeah, that is how we're going to make it through it. We're heading into the weekend. How's your lockdown weekend looking like?
Is there such as a weekend?
There is!
Every day is a weekend. I've had so many brides. I don't even like...
Yo, inyama, so inyama.
Inyama, Monday, inyama, Wednesday.
Nyama.
But yeah, weekends honestly is pretty much the same.
Okay.
My schedule hasn't changed that much. I know a lot of people are sleeping in or sleeping late.
Yeah.
I still am going to bed at the same time, more or less. I'm working out in the morning. I'm working obviously from home, but it's the same. I'm just at home. And I love being at home. I'm a Cancerian.
Yeah, you are a bit of a homebody, but I also thank you for busting out of that shell every now and then and visiting us in the outside world, because we love you so much, Amanda. We appreciate you even more, and we thank you for the incredible work that you're doing. Everyone in South Africa, if you want to lend a helping hand to any one of the initiatives Amanda is a part of, head over to the Afternoon Express website and we will detail exactly how you can get involved. Thank you, Siswam. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for showing us your little bebe.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me. It's been amazing.
Always a treat.
South Africa.
Bye, South Africa. We'll see you again tomorrow, South Africa, for another edition of Afternoon Express as we chat to Ghanaian superstar Stonebwoy, as well as South African superstars Loicele and Nomuzi. Good night and God bless.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.